Changing your habits suck, but it's gonna be the only way to help yourself. Let me show you how. And we are live. Hello, welcome back to the Rosabeth Mooon Motivation Podcast, Season 1, Episode 10. Oh, wow. How is everybody doing today? How are you doing? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious. My day's going okay. I'll be honest. It's going pretty well. Nothing bad. Nothing super exciting other than this is my life and I get to film podcasts every day, which is pretty great. Not gonna lie. I hope that everyone's doing a good day because today we're going to be talking about habits and how changing your habits is the only way to save your life. And it can suck, but I'm going to help you out. So we've been talking a lot about changing your habits. It began in episode 8 when we decided that one of the best ways to heal from your trauma is to change the habits that hurt you and help you. Well, I got some feedback on this video. Again, thank you so much for the feedback. It really does help me curate my content to help you out. And one of the things that kept coming up was how do you change your habits? Like, how do you even start changing your habits? And I'm going to help you learn why. First, I want to talk about our sponsor, Moon Magic Botanicals. Our company, Moon Magic Botanicals, is now available at rosabethmoon.com. The moon has 3 O's in it, just like our podcast. We create homemade, organic, sustainable, natural skincare designed for everybody. This one here is our natural skin moisturizer. It is a mango body butter base formula designed really to help intensely hydrate your skin. There's an infographic card. We have our label on it with our seal. They are all going to be completely sealed. Also, don't use if they're open, please. They're all going to be uniquely sealed, and they have an extra info card here on the back with the standard warnings, but also some tips and tricks on how to use our products. Make sure you check out Moon Magic Botanicals over at rosabethmoon.com. Let's jump back into the video. Okay, we're going to talk about 4 different ways to how to change your habits. And the first way is the callback to episode 8, right? Identifying your hurtful and helpful habits. So in yesterday's episode, we talked about one of the hurtful habits that I identified within myself was that I was letting my trauma still affect my body and current day. So I was still letting the scarcity belief around food impact how I ate multiple years later. And so tip number 1 on how to change is to identify the habits that are hurting you. Make sure to identify what you want to change, because you could say it's a million different things, but if you don't hone in on just a few, you're never going to change because you want a million things to go, but you have to find the true root of which one to change. Tip number 1, identify your hurtful and helpful habits. Tip number 2, know what's happening in your body when your habits are changing. So in a lot of episodes and a lot of videos that I've watched around changing your habits, this doesn't come up, and it's a really, really important thing to talk about. Here's what I mean. When you begin to change your habits, the neural networks in your brain start to also change. So your brain starts to change, and your body starts to change, and everything starts to change. And my body decided it wanted to try to resist it. It did not want to change. It loved cake. It loved sugar. It loved trauma, right? Because it's what it knew. And that's completely valid. However, I knew that these habits were hurting me. And so as I began to change my habits and my neural networks in my brain started changing, I found myself really resisting the change. I found the thoughts in my head were telling me, no, we don't want to do this. We don't want to change. Why are you doing this? Stop. When in reality, I had to tell myself, no, I'm not going to stop. I have to change these habits to get better. I know what's happening in my head, and my body's resisting it. It takes around 66 days to completely change a habit. It's quite more than the myth of the 21 days. And it literally can take up to 254 days for your brain to completely rewrite its habit structures to form that new habit. So, tip number 2 in changing your habit is be kind to yourself. Know what's going on in your brain as you're changing your habits, because fits and arguments with yourself and temper tantrums are bound to happen. It's the way the brain works whenever it's changing. It's normal. Tip number 3 is change your self-talk from negative to positive. This is really going to be a critical step in changing your habits. And as we just talked about in step 2, your body's going to resist. Whenever your body resists, your brain produces thoughts that pump up, right? So your brain, they're like the ones that I just stated. They're like, no, stop this. I hate this. Well, for this tip, talk to your thoughts positively. Don't respond with, yeah, you're right, I do suck. Okay, fine. Blah, blah, blah. Respond with, instead, more positive and affirming thoughts. Like, listen, I know that we have been doing this habit for 20 years. I get it. I understand. And I know that this is going to be hard, but I believe in myself. I can get through it. Tell yourself positive thoughts, not the negative ones. The negative ones are never going to help you in your habit changing, because your brain is already going to be telling you horrible stuff because it's already not going to want to change. So tip number 3, begin changing your self-talk from negative to positive, and it is going to help you change your habits at an immensely high rate versus at the rate of somebody that tells themselves that they're dumb. I promise you. And lastly, tip number 4 is when you're identifying your hurtful habits. So this goes back to number 1. When you identify these hurtful habits, pick only one to start, and then start finding helpful habits in its place. You know, whenever I started writing down my hurtful habits that came from my trauma, it was, like we talked about in yesterday's episode, I had the scarcity and the 6,000 to 8,000 calories, and those are not good. Let's talk about some other type of habit that I had that wasn't good. I used to not do hygiene. Not good. I was so depressed. Okay? I was so depressed that why did I want to try to shower? Why did I want to brush my hair? Why did I want to brush my teeth? Why did I even want to look presentable when I feel gross? When I feel horrible within my body, within my brain, within myself, I feel horrible. And so I identified this as one of the main habits that I wanted to attack, because I love fashion, I love beauty, I love looks, I love skincare. These are things that I know that I love. And I'm not allowing myself any of them because my hygiene habits are horrible, because I'm letting my depression run my life. And so what I started doing was I focused on this one. I was like, okay, I want to change this. So I didn't change the time I woke up. I still woke up at the same time. I then started adding one thing a day. So we talked about yesterday, the addition method. I started finding a helpful habit I can put in its place. The unhelpful habit was my lack of hygiene. The helpful habit is I can brush my teeth in the morning. The helpful habit is that I can actually maybe wash my face. So I started putting helpful habits into its spot and only focused on that one for a few months. And in the long term, what ended up happening was I created my natural skincare company because I love skincare so much. And I changed my entire hygiene habits because not only did I only focus on the one at the time, I also met it with positive thoughts of like, look, I know that, I know we let ourselves down a little bit, okay? I know we let ourselves get a little rough. Go ahead, you can look in the mirror, you can brush your teeth, you got this. Brush my teeth? Heck yeah, I brushed my teeth. I did it. Because that is an accomplishment, because yesterday I didn't. And the day before that, I didn't. And the day before that, I didn't. And so this is a new thing. And slowly but surely, it works out. Everything healed. And I did this with all of my hurtful habits. Every single one. Whenever there was a hurtful habit around my body, I focused on that one until I was able to fix it. Something with my hygiene, focus on the one until I could fix it. I had a really hurtful habit of not believing in myself. And so I did a whole bunch of mental practices up until I changed the habit where now I think positively of myself. You can do this. You can change your habits. And these are going to be my 4 tips on how to start changing your habits. If you want to see more episodes like this, let me know in the comments. I'm really just trying to do a whole bunch of amazing self-help 101s. And this is the self-help 101, how to change your habits to save your life. These are the 4 that I began doing that saved my life and allowed me to do this podcast to help you guys. Changing my habits allowed me to lose 86 pounds. It allowed me to heal my anxiety disorder, major depressive disorder, my body dysmorphia. Changing my habits through these 4 tips allowed me to become the person that I am and become successful. Remember, you have the power of choice. You can change your habits and become the person that you want. Try these 4 things out. Let me know. Let me know if any of these help you, hurt you, like, share, follow. None of these should hurt you, but let me know anyways. Do all of the good stuff and let me know in the comments below. Remember to please check out our sponsor, Moon Magic Botanicals, the homemade natural organic skincare line by yours truly. And I will see you guys in the next episode.